I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. But what I have here is probably the biggest collection update yet. And that does include Blu rays. We have, first of all, this is what the Blu ray pile usually looks like for every collection update. These are just the new releases. I chiseled away at a lot. Well, this one isn't a new release, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So we have new releases. So some of these are I've seen, some of these I had not seen before. We have Cursed Films 2, Cursed Films Season 2. I'm not kidding you, you guys can order both seasons of this show on DVD and Blu-ray from Amazon. This is one of my top 5 favorite shows of all time. It is a docu-series talking about like the urban legends and stuff behind certain movies. And it's very unsettling. If you're sensitive, do not even touch this. This is a very intense show to watch, but it's very amazing. It's very factual. Last season covered Poltergeist, The Crow, The Exorcist, The Omen, and Twilight Zone the movie. This season covers The Wizard of Oz, which is my favorite episode of this season. Rosemary's Baby, Stalker, The Serpent and the Rainbow, and Cannibal Holocaust. Very, very cool. And the episodes are longer this season, which I thought was really interesting. Sniper Rogue Mission, the Blu-ray Digital Code Combo Pack. This is what, the 9th Sniper film. Pretty decent. Pretty much like all of the other ones. Then we have the Collector's Edition Blu-ray of a movie that was very divided. A lot of people wanted to hear my thoughts on this. The Munsters. I thought it was fine. It's obvious that Rob Zombie had a passionate edge to it while he was making it. The making of documentary on the Blu-ray is really, really good. He does fantastic making of documentaries on all of his movies. But it just felt like really... It felt really off at times. I feel that this movie is way too long, at nearly 2 hours. It's an hour and 50 minutes. It's a little too long. And also a lot of the humor is very wacky and over the top. The camera angles zoom in and get all manic and all that. Like, we don't need that. But no, I actually thought this was okay. I loved the production design. I loved the cinematography. I thought our main 3 performers here were fantastic. It's not a bad movie. The trailer certainly made it seem like it was going to be rough, but it wasn't bad. Then we have the Blu-ray Digital Code Combo Pack of Thor, Love and Thunder. This was fine. I saw this in theaters. I enjoyed it and watched it again, and it was good. Thankfully, the MCU had kind of got back on track a little bit with Wakanda Forever. Yeah, this was fine. It was a decent movie. Entertaining, very fun watch. Nothing more on Thor. Then we have the Blu-ray DVD Digital Code Combo Pack Collector's Edition of Beast with Idris Elba. This was a fun movie. Saw this in theaters, saw it with Eli. We both really enjoyed it. Super short, it's an hour and a half, which is how this kind of movie should be done. This family's traveling out on vacation, and they get trapped and attacked by a vicious lion. And it's really, really entertaining. Yeah, really cool special features on this too. Then this I got because for 2 reasons. A, to make my order free shipping on Amazon, and B, because I didn't know that Shudder had another docu-series out. This is season 1. I don't know if they're going to do a season 2, and my case got cracked. Thanks, Amazon. Behind the Monsters, From Killers to Killer Icons. This is another fantastic docu-series that they did. This takes a look at Michael Myers, Candyman, Jason, Chucky, Freddy, and Pinhead, and it's all really, really good. If you love horror and you love documentaries, jump on Shudder docu-series and documentaries. They make the best documentaries and docu-series on horror that I've ever seen. They're awesome. Then we have the Blu-ray digital code combo pack of Into the Deep from Lionsgate and Grindstone. And I guess Grindstone titles, unless it is a major release, they're not going to put them in stores anymore. Because the last few releases I've had to order online, which I think is kind of stupid. This was just okay. Pretty soft core. The main actresses are naked in it a couple times in the movie, and it's a little uncomfortable to watch because it's just there for no reason. It's an alright. It's trying to be like a Hitchcock kind of thriller. These three people are on a boat. They're stranded in the middle of nowhere, and our main girl is like, well, which one do I trust? Because it turns into a he said, she said situation. You can't trust him. You can't trust her. That kind of thing. It was okay. Could have been a lot better. This, by far and away, the best film of the year. I know we still have a couple weeks left of movies coming out. There's Avatar, The Way of Water. There's Babylon. There's I Want to Dance with Somebody. There's the new Puss in Boots movie, which I missed an early screening of. The night that I go on to Regal to check for tickets for Avatar, they're like, hey, by the way, today at 2, we had an early screening for Puss in Boots. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just wait. Like, the Christmas season is not as cluttered this year as it was last year. But I'm pretty confident. This is my pick for best of 2022. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This movie's amazing. I saw this in theaters twice. It's amazing. Really good special features. It does come with the original YouTube shorts. Look at that. I love that little disc art. And it does come with a booklet. I'm not going to pull it out because it's going to be a whole thing. But yeah, this is great. A lot of people are confused as to why this is getting nominated for Best Animated Movie. You are spending a lot of time with Marcel and his grandma Connie. They are animated creations. They look very real though. So, but yes, it is awesome. Absolutely great. Speaking of animated movies, just a sidebar. If you have not watched it yet, definitely do. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, fantastic. First of all, by far the best Pinocchio movie that I've watched this year. Way better than the actual Disney live-action remake. And then that Pauly Shore one that TikTok sprung into popularity because he sounded weird. No, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is fantastic. The Blu-ray digital code combo pack of Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind. This is the third one of these. Pretty good. I liked it about as much as the first two, and I hope they continue doing them. Excuse me. Watcher. This was a really good thriller movie. Micah Monroe plays this woman who she moves into this like nice high-rise studio apartment, and across the way she sees someone who may or may not be watching her through the window. She gets all paranoid. It's one of those kind of movies, but the execution of this is really, really good, and I would highly recommend this to anybody. Yeah, very, very good movie. Really good. Then we have the Blu-ray digital code combo pack of Wire Room, Bruce Willis and Kevin Dillon. This movie, if you remember me a couple months ago, I talked about a movie with Kevin Dillon and Mel Gibson called Hot Seat. This is kind of the same movie, which is very odd. Kevin Dillon in both movies is confined to a room for one reason or another, and he is helped out by the action hero in the top billing. That being said, though, it's entertaining. I enjoyed watching it. Bodies, 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 the Blu-ray DVD digital code combo pack. This is a fun horror comedy. Saw this in theaters. Really loved it. And that song by Charlie XCX, Hot Girl. Oh, it's awesome. This is available on Netflix. However, you should either buy this on physical media or you should have saw it in theaters when it came out. This is the Blu-ray DVD digital code combo pack of Bullet Train. This movie's awesome. This is it's so much fun. It's directed by David Leitch. He was the co-director on John Wick, but he directed Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde, and Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. They're doing a follow-up to that, which I love. Nobody. Yeah, this is great. It's a mixture of his style with like Guy Ritchie, and it's just amazing. Great ensemble cast. Um, it says, though, that it has over an hour of extras. You clock it, it's just over a half hour. I don't like being lied to, but still, really, really cool. Really loved this movie. I want to read actually the original novel that it's based on. I got to get that. The Blu-ray DVD digital code combo pack of DC League of Super Pets saw this in theaters and said, "Well, that was a movie." It was fine. I enjoyed it. Um, it was a fun little animated movie. The Blu-ray digital code combo pack of Fall, great, great movie. Um, the making of that they have on this is really cool. I do like how they acknowledge. Not only do they acknowledge, because if you don't know, this movie had a lot of f bombs in it. And Lionsgate was like, well, it's going to be released with an R rating, which is not terrible, but they wanted it as a PG-13. Which even with an R rating, I feel like this movie would have made its budget back. Its budget was only $3 million, and it did make its budget back. So, with the exception of the one F word they were allowed to use in the beginning, they had an AI technology or a company come in and literally alter the mouth movements and dub over all of the F bombs with freaking or frickin'. One of the most obvious instances of this, and they even point this out, is when Hunter, played by, what's her name, Virginia Gardner, she goes, "We're stuck on this freaking tower in the middle of freaking nowhere." I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty obvious what you were really saying. But great movie, very anxiety-inducing. Really unique twist, too. The Blu-ray digital code combo pack of Orphan First Kill, the prequel to Orphan. Watched this on Paramount Plus when it came out, and I am very happy that they did give it a physical release because I do have the first one on Blu-ray. I love the first one so much. This one's really good. Not as good as the first one, but it's still really good. My main problem is that, dude, Furman's a lot older, you can tell, and it's very awkward. It's very distracting for a little while watching an obvious adult head superimposed on a 10-year-old's body. But that being said, they still did a really good job. The Blu-ray of Blade of the 47 Ronin, the direct-to-video sequel to the 2013 box office disaster 47 Ronin. This was okay. Kind of boring, but they tried. The Blu-ray of Breaking, saw this in theaters, also really enjoyed it. Just really good movie. One of Michael K. Williams' last performances. Also an ultra cool PG-13 movie because they get to say the F word 3 times. That's awesome. Nightshade. This was a Dollar Tree pickup, but it is from 2022. The Blu-ray DVD combo pack, boring. Don't even waste your time on this. Very boring thriller, not really a horror movie, about this dude who's trying to solve this case of murders, and he's very paranoid because he's sleepwalking through most of it. Jason Patrick is in the movie. He's in the opening scene, and then he's gone. So, there you go. The Blu-ray DVD digital code combo pack collector's edition of Nope, fantastic movie. Again, saw this in theaters, loved it. The documentary on here, Shadows, the making of Nope, is fantastic, but this also has some really cool extras. My favorite of Peele's movies that he's done so far. And he's done great movies, so that's not a dig on Get Out or Us. Finally, for the new releases, the Blu-ray digital code combo pack collector's edition of Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. Really good movie. Unfortunately, it's disappointing because it never crosses over into great. The problem is it's switching up formats too much. That's one of the bigger problems. It's mostly a mockumentary about like this film crew that comes to document this church reopening after their pastor encounters a sexual assault scandal. But it also has a few scenes where it switches into a different aspect ratio and it's a narrative and you're following the couple as they're trying to deal with this. I kind of would have rather have done without that, and we stuck throughout with the whole mockumentary style. There's also a climactic confrontation that's lacking a lot of punch that it needs. Besides that, though, this is a really good movie. It is really funny. Very, very good satire on mega churches and all that. Um, then from the Criterion Collection, the Infernal Affairs trilogy. This comes with Infernal Affairs 1, 2, and 3. Very, very happy. I've been looking for the sequels for a long time. Now, finally, happy to have them. I did have the first one, but it was only on DVD. But I haven't watched it yet, so now I can watch them on Blu-ray. So here's the rest of the stuff. We got a lot, so buckle up. Well, please excuse me for a minute. I almost cussed on camera. Well, I can cuss, but, you know, I'd rather keep it somewhat level before that all happens. God. Talk amongst yourselves. Did you guys see that one movie? It had the guy in it. He was in that one thing from a long time ago. I don't know if you remember it. I remember it. But it was a pretty interesting movie. Okay. Now that I am back. Now that I'm back. That was a nightmare. I do apologize. From Goodwill, the Austin Powers triple feature on Blu-ray. Now I can upgrade them to Blu-ray. I've had them on DVD for the longest time. Also from Goodwill, Miller's Crossing. From Dollar Tree, did pick up a couple. Selma. This is the special edition Blu-ray. It has more special features. This is a fantastic movie, by the way. One I really need to rewatch. But yeah, great movie. The Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD combo pack. Another combo, Beirut, also from Dollar Tree. Saw this in theaters when it came out, and I really enjoyed it. Then from Goodwill, this is the X-Files, the movie. They call it Fight the Future, but that was the tagline for the movie. When it came out, it was literally just called The X-Files, and this was the tagline. Now, all of a sudden, they want to call it that. Nope, it's the X-Files movie. Ghost Team 1 from Dollar Tree. Pistolera from Dollar Tree, that's also upgrading from DVD. Ride from Dollar Tree, this is a pretty solid movie. And Megan Levy from Dollar Tree. Really good movie. I wanted to get it. That I'll save for later. Then from a local exchange, I just picked up 2 titles that they had for $1. Drive Hard, I've heard this movie is terrible, but we'll see. And then some movie with Lacey Chabert called In My Sleep. I don't know if this is any good or not, but it gets a lot of raves on the front and the back, so we'll see. Then from Savers, picked up the director's cut of Highlander for a little over $2. Very good. Now I can have it in high definition. I know it just got a 4K, but I don't watch 4K, so there you go. Upgrading from DVD. That was also from Savers. I'm going to save that, though. This I picked up at Volunteers of America, The Way of the Gun. I believe I have this on DVD, and now that's an upgrade. And this I can't remember where I picked up. I really can't, but this is the 4th season of Justified. I have seasons 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray. Now I just need 5 and 6, and I have the whole series. Then I had a Target gift card. When you work in childcare, sometimes when parents are like during the holidays or when a child is leaving the center, they'll give you gift cards. So I got a book, which you'll be seeing in a little bit, but I decided to grab this because there weren't any new releases that I wanted. Akira. I'm told this is awesome. I really want to sit down and check this out. Then from Savers, this wasn't even the regular Blu-ray price, so I paid only $1.50 for this. The Criterion Blu-ray of Harold and Maude. This I have seen. It's a really good movie. Really awesome to find a Criterion Blu-ray out in the wild. That's awesome. Then I picked up Terrifier on Blu-ray from the Exchange. Loved it. Loved Terrifier 2. I cannot wait for that to come to Blu-ray. By the way, This might just be me, but only because when I'm opening the cases, the smell wafts out at me. These new Blu-ray cases, the way they're doing them, can I even show that? No, I can't. Can't show the reversible artwork, kiddos. They have this weird, like, nasty, pungent spearmint smell. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but like when I open them, the smell hits my nose. Then I should have kept the price tags on these because otherwise you guys wouldn't have believed me. But I picked these box sets up from Goodwill, not only complete and intact, but for $8 each. That is amazing. We have Star Wars, the complete. This was done before the Disney ones. Saga, $8. Now I already have the Star Wars movies on Blu-ray, but I actually might give those sets away, or I might trade them back in, because this comes with episodes 1 through 6, and it also comes with what was missing from those sets, the special features. It comes with 3 special features discs, which is awesome. Very, very cool. Out of the original 6 movies, I would say the best one is Empire. My personal favorite is Force Awakens. But this, not only was I happy to find this for $8, this set goes for $50 used, because it's a pretty hefty set. I've been looking for the extended versions of these, but I've also been looking for them on Blu-ray, and I got it. The Lord of the Rings Motion Picture Trilogy set, $8. All 3 are in there. Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King. I have not watched the extended versions of these. I've seen the theatrical cuts. These are fantastic movies. They're all extremely long. So this is 3 hours and 48 minutes. This is 3 hours and 55 minutes. This is 4 hours and 23 minutes. So these are very long movies. But well worth it. Oh my god, for $8? Are you kidding me? Oh, jumped on it. And a lot of these deals were basically based on the fact that I went, I don't know if I'm going to go in there. I don't know if I'll find anything good. And then I just ended up going in, and what do you know? I found great stuff. Trust your gut sometimes. Some games. We'll go through these really quick. All for Xbox 360. Call of Duty 3. I've been playing this. It's pretty good. This Xbox Arcade Triple Pack. This comes with Limbo, which I have not played yet. Explosion Man, which is pretty fun, and Trials HD, which is infuriating. Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway, it's alright, it's a generic FPS. Need for Speed Most Wanted, the updated, like the 2012 version, very fun, love all the Need for Speed games. Unreal Tournament 3, haven't gotten a chance to play that yet. Resident Evil 6, also have not gotten a chance to play that yet. And Ballers, Chosen One, also have not gotten a chance to play that one yet. And then really quickly, before we dive into the DVDs, some CDs. These are all soundtracks. So we have the soundtrack to Strangeland. This is really cool. This has Dee Snider, Sevendust, Megadeth, Pantera, Anthrax, Snot, Day in the Life, Cold Chamber, Bile, Marilyn Manson. Soulfly, Head PE, The Clay People, Twisted Sister, Crisis, System of a Down, and Nashville Pussy. Wonder why I haven't heard of them. Blazin', the soundtrack, pretty much a direct-to-video hip-hop movie. They made the soundtrack and then they made the movie. With Fat Joe and Big Pun. Because I'm doing an Ice Cube marathon, I recently, a couple of weeks ago, watched Thicker Than Water, the movie that they did in 1999 with Mac 10 and Fat Joe. Horrible movie. It was awful. So if I ever see Blazin', odds are that's probably going to be just as bad. Cuban Link, Beat Nuts, featuring Big Pun, Raekwon and American Cream Team, Arrested Development, Gravediggers, KRS-One. Pretty good lineup. Sons of Man, 3-6 Mafia, Legion Squad, Original P-Funk, Ski. I don't see Fat Joe in this unless he's part of something else. Um, he's in the movie. That's really weird. The soundtrack to Judge Dredd. We have The Cure. Um, the. They're literally called the. White Zombie, Cocteau Twins, and Left Field, and then the other half of the soundtrack is a score performed by Alan Silvestri. Slam, the soundtrack. What do we have here? We have Black Rob, R.I.P., Busta Rhymes, Noriega, Mobb Deep, ODB, Coolio, R.I.P., Flip Mode Squad, KRS-One again, Big Pun, Q-Tip, Dead Prez, some more, really cool. Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me. This has American Woman by Lenny Kravitz on it. I love that. It also has Burt Bacharach and Quincy Jones. Queen of the Damned soundtrack. This has Wayne Static of Static X, David Draymond of Disturbed, which is cool because that's a song for the movie, and then Down with the Sickness is also on this. Chester Bennington, R.I.P. of Linkin Park. Deftones, Marilyn Manson. Papa Roach, Godhead. Jay Gordon of Orgy, Static X again. Earshot, Dry Cell, Tricky, and Kidney Thieves. I swear I remember Drowning Pool had their awful song Bodies on here. That is a terrible song. The soundtrack to Woo, I've been looking for this one for a while. We have MC Lyte, Charlie Baltimore, Lost Boys, Nate Dogg and Warren G, Mona Lisa, Jamie Foxx, DMX, Cameron. Ugh, I don't like Cameron. Heavy D, R.I.P. 8 Ball, Too Short. And then this is cool. This is Old School Friday. So basically this is just an additional soundtrack to the movie. Done by New Line and Priority, so it is an official release. It has more songs that were in the movie that they didn't include on the original soundtrack. But what's weird is that they put Mary Jane by Rick James on here, and that's on the original soundtrack. I don't know, but you get War by Lowrider, I Want to Get Next to You by Rose Royce, I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Gladys Knight and the Pips, and many more. So this is pretty cool. You got Big Worm and Smokey on the front. That's it for CDs. Okay, now on to DVDs. Remember like a month or so ago when somebody traded in their horror collection? I think this is more of it because this Goodwill was packed with horror. So very quickly, we're going to do lightning rounds. We have the Universal Legacy Collection sets of the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Dracula. This comes with Dracula, the Spanish version of Dracula, Dracula's Daughter, Son of Dracula, and House of Dracula. This comes with Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, and House of Frankenstein. And this comes with the Wolfman, Werewolf of London, She-Wolf of London, and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Awesome, awesome sets. The Mummy Shroud from Hammer. Double feature of Virus and Shocker. The Monster Club. Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf. Repo, the Genetic Opera. Scars of Dracula from Hammer. This also comes with a bonus documentary disc, The Many Faces of Christopher Lee. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Stephen King's Riding the Bullet. Horror Cinema, a 24-film set. Carnival of Souls, Chamber of Horrors, The Last Man on Earth, White Zombie, Silent Night, Bloody Night, Scared to Death, Good Against Evil, The She-Beast, One Body Too Many, Snake People, Night of the Living Dead, The Ghost, Ring of Terror, Kill Baby Kill, Teenage Zombies, Tormented, Bela Lugosi meets a Brooklyn Gorilla, also known as the Voice from Brooklyn. Revolt of the Zombies, The Screaming Skull, Bloody Pit of Horror, The Devil's Messenger, The Ghost Walks, Human Gorilla, and The Mad Monster. Strangeland, an upgrade from VHS. The History Channel presents Vampire Secrets. The Shaft with Naomi Watts, so before The Ring there was The Shaft. The Unnameable 2. Double feature of Track of the Vampire and Nightmare Castle. This DVD is actually set up like a drive-in double feature, which is really cool. Wind Chill, The Legacy, The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Lee, Pet Sematary, which I already have, but I got this for Pet Sematary 2. This 4-film vampire set comes with Shadow Zone, The Undead Express, Vampire Wars, Nadja, and The Case of the Whitechapel Vampire. The Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund. I explicitly have been looking for a separate copy of this. I technically already have it, but I have it in this weird set that classifies this as a musical. This is not a musical version of the movie. This is a horror version. B2, Stephen King's Silver Bullet, upgrade to from VHS. Offerings, another VHS upgrade, The Bride, The Mangler, Vincent Price, The Sinister Image, Theater of Death. This I have been looking for, and I'm so happy I found it because people were like, oh, I found this at Dollar Tree, found this at Dollar Tree. I've been dying to see this movie. The Loved Ones, Poltergeist 2 and Poltergeist 3, The Legend of Hell House, Sleepy Hollow High, The Ruins, the unrated cut, We Are What We Are, I'm getting covered up here, and Red State. So that is an epic horror haul. Either somebody upgraded to Blu-ray on a lot of stuff, or they were slimming down their collection, or they died. Now on to the non-horror stuff. Queen, live at Wembley Stadium. Nashville, The Big Easy. Motives with Shamar Moore. Catch-22. The First 48, The Most Intense Investigations. Battle in Seattle. Far and Away. Blackout with Brian Bosworth. When they first started doing DVDs, a lot of them came in CD-like jewel cases. So, yeah, it's a little interesting. But yeah, it's Brian Bosworth, so it's going to be cheesy. Our Man Flint. Modesty Blaze. The original Scarface. This is a really good movie. If you just know the 80s one, watch that one. That one's a really good one. The Rocketeer. Surviving the Game. Darkness Falls, not the horror one, although I do have the horror one. Mac and Me, upgrade from VHS. This movie's horrible, but it's something. Transylmania, having a hard time finding this one. This was a big box office failure when it came out. This is technically known as National Lampoon's Dorm Days 3, apparently. Kevin James, Sweat the Small Stuff. Father of the Bride and Father of the Bride Part 2. Where's the Money? This is cool. I hope Mill Creek actually does this with a lot more decades. This is a primetime TV capsule, so disc 1 is like a full schedule of episodes from a different show of like a primetime lineup that day. And then the second disc is 3 movies. Cyrano de Bergerac, The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, and The Man with the Golden Arm. And on those movies at the end, they include commercials from that time, from the 50s. That's pretty cool. And for those wondering, the shows are Annie Oakley, The Roy Rogers Show, Dragnet, Make Room for Daddy, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Andy Griffith Show, The Johnny Carson Show, The Milton Berle Show, and The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show. Excuse me. Race for... That was a cough, not a sneeze, before people go, ew! Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, and Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Don't Come Back. This was from Dollar Tree. Very happy that I found this, because at Dollar Tree I picked up a double feature of the other 2. So now I have all 4 of them. Brothers by Blood, Body Brokers, Violet, Attraction to Paris, The Corrupted. I got this. I am politically agnostic. I'm told this is one of the worst movies of all time, and I believe it. The Trump Prophecy. Next Friday. So I technically have this on DVD. The reason why I bought it on its own is because the Friday collection that I have strips Friday and Next Friday of all of its features. But Friday After Next, they use the actual disc from that, and you get all the features on that. And I have Friday on Blu-ray, which comes with all of its features, so it kind of felt weird not having one of them without its features. Not a very good movie, though. The history of rock and roll. I've been looking for that documentary for quite a while. There we go. There we go. All right. Speed run. Looney Tunes Spotlight Collection, the premiere edition. Used to have that as a kid, traded it in, and now I have it back. Looking for Alaska, the complete miniseries. The big red one. E.T., the 20th anniversary cut. It's out of print. That's the only way you can get it, and I got it for curiosity reasons. Lost and Found. The Machine Girl. Looks pretty gory. Steve McQueen, an American Icon. 2001, A Space Travesty. I'm Gonna Get You Sucka and Soul Plane. I'm not a big fan of Soul Plane, but for some reason, I'm Gonna Get You Sucka is cheaper if you buy it with this, in this set, than if you get it separately. I don't know why. Mute Witness, that's an upgrade from VHS. Teen Witch and The Heavenly Kid. I already had Teen Witch, but The Heavenly Kid I did not, and that was an upgrade from VHS. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Oh, I'm saving that for last. UHF. Student Bodies. One of the very first spoof horror films ever made. I believe actually that was the first spoof horror movie. Rising Sun, also another upgrade from VHS. Gabriel Iglesias, Hot and Fluffy. Sea of Love, upgrade from VHS. The Great Ziegfeld. Bad Boys, the one with Sean Penn. G, this is a version of The Great Gatsby. Alien Hunter. Real Genius. Taking Care of Business, that's an upgrade from VHS. Now this, so a little bit of backstory. Some people have asked, what's my criteria for buying used DVDs? And I just say, I usually get them if they're cheap. If it's something that interests me, or if it's something that I've wanted to see for a while, I'll usually, find it for a good price out in the wild. There are very rare times, though, where I will splurge. This is one of those times because it was the cheapest I had ever seen it. I paid $20 for this at Half Price Books. The cheapest I have seen a copy of this movie and actually held in my hands is on VHS for $35. This is DVD, and I've been wanting this God-blessed movie in my collection for years. It is out of print. It is extremely hard to find. Dead Alive. Stupid good deal for this, by the way. And I swear to God, if they put this movie back in print, knowing my luck, for a cheaper price than this, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be so upset. But that hasn't happened. So yes, very, very cool. When I saw that price, because I pulled it up, because they had like a little cult film rack, and I said, this is going to be like 30, 40 bucks. When I saw it $19.99, I said, oh, yes. So, yes. Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. All right, some VHS tapes. We have The Legend of the Drunken Master, and then the rest of these I picked up for like 50 cents because they were collecting purposes. Shanghai Noon, Fear.com, which belonged to Grandma at one point. Or is that Grandma? Yeah, Grandma. Grandma's into some weird shit. Sahara, one of the last movies released on VHS. New Jersey Drive, and Anaconda. Look at that cover art. Some books, and then we're done. Excuse me. We have Columbine by Dave Cullen. I have read this. This is a really good book. It's very hard to read emotionally, but it is really, really good. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Found it at Savers, and I said, yeah, that's where I was expecting to find it. Yeah, there we go. This was the book that I got at Target, Cinema Speculation by Quentin Tarantino. And then found this for $2 at a thrift store. No, actually $1, because I picked this up and they were doing a half off day. And I actually picked up another spare Blu-ray player, which is awesome, for like $5. Billy Summers by Stephen King. I've been wanting to read this. Now for the paperbacks. Okay, we have Baby by Robert Lieberman. The Covenant by Paige Mitchell. Some Stephen King with The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon and The Gunslinger and If It Bleeds. Dark Whispers by Chris Blaine. Shadow Man by Dennis Etchison. It opens up and it does that. I like that. I like when books do fun things like that. This is vintage, so vintage that if you flip through the pages, the dust coughs up. This is Dr. Death by Zorro, the Gray Creatures. Look at that artwork, man. Some more Stephen King with different seasons. This is the anthology that comes with The Body, Apt Pupil. The Body is Stand By Me. That's what that got adapted into. The Breathing Method and Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. Primeval, horror anthology book. Beyond the Rainbow by Margaret Chittenden. Switch by William Byer. The Colorado Kid, some more Stephen King. Sullivan's Sting by Lawrence Saunders. I know you get to see my beautiful face up front. Maximum Bob by Elmore Leonard. I love Elmore Leonard stuff. A Diet of Treacle by Lawrence Block. I got a random text from a number. Sometimes I forget that I'm signed up for text services and it spooks me. Especially with Lionsgate, I signed up for their text service right when John Wick 3 came out, and they're like, text this number for updates on John Wick 4. Well, I forget that I did that, and we're going to give you a head start from unknown number, and I went, what the hell? And then it gives a link. Here's the first trailer for John Wick 4, and I'm like, oh my God, you son of a bitch. Don't ever do that again. And then Jack Reacher, Echo Burning, and Running Blind by Lee Child. Some Jack Reacher stuff. And then we have a bunch of true crime stuff, because I'm a weirdo like that, and then we're out of here. We have Bitter Blood by Jerry Bledsoe. Bring this over here, please. Let's Kill Mom by Donna Fielder. Sounds like a heartwarming story. Ashes to Ashes by Lynn Riddle. Killer Cults by James J. Boyle. This I actually bought last month, and I forgot to include it because I read it. I was reading it. This is by John Glatt. My Perfect Angel. The true story of Lacey Spears. This was the woman who she made her child intentionally sick, and she made headlines back in 2014 because she put salt in his IV tube, that video. That was national news. Really good book, although when it got to the trial, it just went to, like, repeating information that we already knew. Buddy Boys by Mike McAllery. So some corrupt cop action right there. Killer Dad, Husband, Father, Murderer by Robert Scott. This is really cool that I found this, because this was written in 1991, so Dahmer was still alive at this point. This is The Milwaukee Murders, Nightmare in Apartment 213, about Jeffrey Dahmer by Don Davis, right? This is not an updated edition. Yeah, copyright 1991, first edition. November of 1991, Dahmer was killed in like early 94. Murder in the Family by Burl Barer. Anne Rule, Don't Look Behind You and Other Cases, Volume 15. Shattered Bonds by Cindy Band and Julie Malier. And this one looks like it's going to be tough to read, but I like reading true crime for psychological and informational purposes as well. This is Broken Doll by Burl Barer. So that's it. Now comes my favorite part of every collection update, is cleaning everything up. Bye.